Hello, I am Ntsiki. I am the founder of Mentor, which is a global mentorship network that supports female social entrepreneurs in ideation and seed stage. And when I'm not working with female entrepreneurs, I'm a professional speaker. I am an author. I self-published a book titled My Hall of Mentors, and I facilitate and do one-on-one and group coaching as well. I started working while I was at university, sort of doing promotional events. And in my honors year, I was studying full time and I was working in sales full time. That was kind of the one reminder I needed that I actually do not plan on going into corporate at all. So after 2 years in a sales role with a company, I then moved off and started working with my university that I studied at, the University of Johannesburg, and I worked with their Center of Entrepreneurship. Then after some time working with entrepreneurs, I realized what I really wanted to do was create impact in that space. I then decided to go off and do my master's. And so while working and being exposed to entrepreneurs in different contexts, I then also built up my career as a coach, a trainer, and a facilitator, which then gave me the opportunity to then expand into the world of speaking and writing. So being passionate about social entrepreneurship and knowing that that's the space I wanted to create impact in, I then went and looked for a university that had similar values around creating impact. I then applied to Glasgow Caledonian University. I actually had a master's program in social innovation, so that really sat within the realm of what it is I wanted to do. And I think GCU itself also as an organization that seeks to do good and cares about doing good, it was really great to study in an environment like that because you could practically see the applications of the ethos of doing good being applied, from addressing issues within the LGBTQI plus community, addressing racial relations, and also really just caring about entrepreneurship in the community. People were really friendly, which was so great. And then for anyone who's been to Glasgow, you will know that decoding the Glaswegian accent is a life skill that you can add to your resume. So that was interesting as well. I think just being part of, student life, campus life was really incredible. It's such a great culture if you plug into it, and great opportunities to meet lots of diverse people from different parts of the world. So I really enjoyed that. So the ability to connect, the ability to network with people, the ability to add value and learn how to leverage one's social network is very important. And those are skills I believe everybody needs to learn at a university level and be equipped with those going out into the world, especially for people who also want to be entrepreneurs. For the longest time, especially if you're bootstrapping your business, those soft skills really come in handy in propelling you forward. In addition to my master's qualification, I've done some qualifications around emotional intelligence as well as the Enneagram. So building up my ability to understand people from a coaching perspective, that's very helpful in just helping people to tap into their strengths. I'm actually now in a place where I'm ready to do my PhD. So I'm currently doing some research on where I can do my PhD, and hopefully I'll be starting that either this year or next year.
So initially, for one aspect is doing my master's, so the funding was a big barrier. So I was able to get a part scholarship for that and then get some funding as well through a crowdfunding campaign, which is really fantastic. And I'm hoping to be able to do the same for my PhD. So I think those financial barriers to access are quite challenging. And from an entrepreneur perspective, a lot of the work that I've done so far has been bootstrapping within my own business. And I think really if you are in a network space where you're able to leverage what you bring to the table with what other people bring to the table and then kind of do a skills share or a service share or a product share, that really helps going a long way in getting you set up. So looking at how you add value and to the people around you and what you can ask in exchange for the value that you give is a really good way to overcome the financial barriers of starting a business. So the best advice I can give to anyone who wants to start their own business is to start. So too often what I see is we get into this pattern or this loop trap of perfection, and it has to be good and it has to be great and it has to be, and the truth is, if you go to market and your product is perfect, then you've waited too long to start, right? So it's normal to look back at the first iteration and go, oh, that was so embarrassing. Why did I do that? But that's perfect because that's what you want. And I'm a firm believer in creating your MVP, so minimum viable product. So the sooner you're able to test your concept, your service, or your product and find out from the people who are going to be using it, if they like it, if it makes sense to them, would they actually pay for something like that? Is it actually solving the problem you think it's solving? The better, because you don't want to waste time and money building something nobody wants to use. We currently have a network of 200 female social entrepreneurs and 10,000 readers for our Mentor magazine. And I'd like to quadruple those numbers. But if I could see the Mentor brand present in every African city, supporting entrepreneurs to create sustainable businesses that support their communities and create employment and equality for women, I will be absolutely happy. And to continue creating change and impact regardless of the kind of work or projects that I'm involved in, but to make sure that everything I do comes back to empowering people.